Will very religious Christians outbreed the atheists? What are the projections for Amish, Mormons, Catholics in Anno Domini 2100? I don't know the projections, but it's almost certain that Christians are going to outbreed atheists because the fertility differentials are absolutely massive. For any religious individual of any denomination, religiosity seems to have these very pronounced natalistic effects.
We have another question. What is our view on Eric Kaufmann's work? So it fits completely with the previous question. So Eric Kaufmann has a book, Shall the Religious Inherit the Earth? A few years ago, there was a paper by Helmut Nyborg and Lee Ellis, who showed comprehensively with a large data set that absolutely the religious will inherit the earth. They will. I mean, it's impossible for them not to. They have so many more children than the non-religious, than the atheists.
Also, don't forget Gerhard Meisenberg, underappreciated. He put out a paper in which he also produced these projections, showing religiosity growing as a function of fertility differentials using the World Values Survey. Everyone overlooks that paper.
I see it like this, that our stress levels go down because of the Industrial Revolution, and this makes us less religious, since religiousness is associated with stress. So the more stressed you are, the more religious you become. And so the society has become less religious gradually. But while that's happening, while we are becoming less religious at the environmental level, we are becoming more religious at the genetic level due to differential fertility. And eventually it reaches a point where the differential is such that religiousness pokes through and we start to become more religious, even though stress levels are still bottomed out. And then what will probably happen is the stress levels will go up because religiousness is associated with ethnocentrism. So it could elevate, perhaps, ethnic conflict. The differential breeding of religious Muslims is very high. It's like 5 kids. So I would suspect that we can expect religious future, which is exactly what Eric Kaufmann predicts in his book. One of the problems is that Christianity has been so debased. Despite Christians breeding more than atheists, Christianity has been so humiliated, hasn't it?
Yes, the vitality and vigour of any given religion is going to be a function of the degree to which it is embedded within a society that is undergoing very, very strong group selection. Because don't forget, religion is an adaptation to group selection. This was D.S. Wilson's argument he put forward in Darwin's Cathedral, that it solves the free riding problem, that it makes a virtue out of ethnocentrism, martyrdom, self-sacrifice, and it provides people with monumentalist meaning in their lives, such that they are happy toiling because they know ultimately there is a greater good being served in so doing, reflected through the success of your nation, which is in turn a reflection on the glory of your God. And if a society is falling apart through a regime of chronic, persistent, individual level selection, as we are living through at the moment, the religious institutions will change to adapt to that reality. They will become pushers of whatever fashionable bromides are going. They will drop all of the group-selected trappings of the religion, retreat from their basic function, essentially.
It's not those types of religious people that are breeding heavily.
Yes, that's right. It's people who are more old-style, old-book type.
This is the kind of religion we were selected for. Religion is 40% genetic. It has a fertility advantage as well. And so this implies it's something that's been selected for in itself, rather than simply a bundle of things that have been selected for that come together as religion. The paper, The Mutant Says in His Heart There Is No God, claims that we were selected for this very specific form of religiosity, for a moral God whom we worship collectively. And it seems that deviations from that is associated with low fertility, and holding to that associated with high fertility.